Working on a Monday after a long weekend?
But I'm a little tired.
But lucky for all of us, I'm not tired enough to not be caught up with the latest ad industry news. I'm Kate with Marketecture, and this is The Refresh, your weekly download on what went down in advertising. This week we're taking a look at Apple's launch of F1 the movie, Google launching Offerwall, and Barclays downgrading major holding companies. Before we go, a quick shout out to our sponsor Freewheel for your continued support. Now let's get into it. Starting things off with Google's launch of Offerwall, a tool they built into Google Ad Manager that allows publishers the opportunity to monetize their site content through something other than a paywall. Think of all the times that you've gone to read an article or access a piece of content only to be hit with that sweet, sweet sign-up screen. And as a recent Pew Research Center survey found, only about 1% of you will actually sign up for that subscription. The rest of us will do literally anything else. Offerwall is a different way to let users into that content. Someone could choose to pay a small fee, sign up for a newsletter, take a survey, or even watch an ad to access that content for free. This creates a much more meaningful and worthwhile value exchange for everyone involved, and leans into the concept of something called the incentivized internet. I've always loved this concept, but there are a few barriers to it coming to fruition that I just don't think we're going to be able to overcome. You'd have to re-architect some major infrastructural components of the internet, as well as consumer behaviors. And do we even know whether or not the open internet will continue to exist in its current form? Next, we have Apple's launch of F1 the movie, and this just might be their first box office hit. In its first weekend, the movie pulled in just over $146 million in revenue, and to date has driven almost $300 million in revenue. That's good news considering the movie has racked up almost $400 million in both production and marketing costs. Speaking of marketing, this was spearheaded by both Apple and its distribution partner Warner Brothers and was all very Apple-coded, and the New York Times also called aggressive by even Hollywood standards. Major marketing efforts relied on Apple's ecosystem, including their WWDC 2025 conference, Tim Cook as F1 hype man alongside Brad Pitt, and a controversial Apple Wallet discount promotion. Apple also relied heavily on product placement within the movie, racking up $40 million in brand integrations that helped to offset some production costs. Apple continues to invest heavily in producing high-quality entertainment content, not only to further their perception as a premium brand, but to more deeply embed the Apple ecosystem into consumers' lives. Finally, the Wall Street Journal reported that Barclays recently downgraded the stocks of major holding companies like Omnicom, Interpublic Group, and WPP. Even though AI dominated conversations at Cannes, Barclays expects the current era of low to slow growth to continue for longer than they had originally anticipated, moving them from more of a bullish position on agencies to bearish. In the short term, agencies and the industry at large are grappling with how to transform their business models in a way that successfully accommodates AI. But ultimately, Barclays and other banks like B of A and Goldman think that AI is something that agencies are really going to get right, and I tend to agree. Unlike the shift to digital media and ad tech where agencies were historically a little bit slow in the uptake, AI is something that these agencies are not going to miss. After watching these holding companies for a while now, they've done a much better job of adopting the infrastructure and tools and actually shipping products that move them towards an AI-first future. And they're taking their employees along with them. Mostly. That's all we have time for today. Godspeed on the long week after a short week, and we'll catch you next week.